ATL.GA faithful, my people. I'm the Douglas Carter, back on the scene doing my thing, and I just want to say I appreciate you and the work that you do. The NFL draft is just 13 days away. It's coming quick. Atlanta Falcons back in camp early. Those who are there are already hitting the ground running, training. And I just wanted to chop it up with y'all, and then I'm gonna throw up a mock draft at the end. It's just like, I was listening to 92.9 The Game, and they were talking about Caleb McGarry retiring. Does this change the draft strategy and all this stuff? Okay, so we signed Jawan Taylor, who is penalty prone. We supposedly have one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL. So if it's a penalty thing, that should be coachable. And as far as the draft goes, I was looking at offensive tackles regardless, because we know Jake Matthews is getting up there in age, and we didn't know how Caleb McGarry was going to come back from his injury regardless. So offensive tackle was already on my mind, if not with the first pick, second pick, third pick, but somewhere we needed to address the offensive line, which Ian Cunningham said he wanted to address the trenches anyway. So I'm looking at defensive line, defensive tackle, offensive line, offensive center, offensive tackle, offensive guard, whatever the depth needs to go in the trenches. Yes, we need a corner, and yes, I want some wide receivers. Yes, a linebacker would be good, but unless we trade back and get some more draft capital to get some depth on the roster, it is what it is. So Bill Callahan, I'm not sure how good he is. I know I did some research on him, and there's some stuff in his past that's connected to him that's not that good, but he is held in high regard, so we're just going to have to trust Stefanski and the coaching staff on this. I would have liked to keep Dwayne Ledford. I thought he was really good and got the best out of all these guys. We'll see if Newsle's going to be the center moving forward. And now, nobody's mentioned this, but Chris Lindstrom, I know Caleb McGarry, that was like his best friend, so I hope this doesn't cause a ripple effect where Chris Lindstrom wants to retire early as well, because a lot of these guys that are savvy with their money, that are smart, they're set for life. And the question is, do they really love the game and want to play the game for how long? Because it is a strenuous, tedious grind that takes a lot out of your mind and body to perform at the NFL level. But hopefully, you know, Chris Lindstrom stays, and we don't know how much Jake Matthews has left to offer. But yeah, we should definitely be eyeing some offensive linemen in the draft. And I'm excited, you know, for this season. The new uniforms, they are clean. They're growing on me a little day by day, but I think they're making way too much of the uniforms. Like, every day is something about the uniforms. But it just matters, do we play good, do we win? If we win in them, I'm sure everybody will like them. If we lose in them, they're going to be out in 5 years with something new. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the subject. I just wanted to touch on that. I'm good with Jawan Taylor. Hopefully, you know, the penalties get cleaned up and he protects the blind side. We'll see if it's going to be Penix or Tua. Either way, I think we have a roster in place where we should be able to win the NFC South Division, which is the way I've felt for years. We just have to do it. And the coaching staff is going to have to prove that. Is Stefanski going to be able to do this? I like Matt Ryan being in place at the top. I like Ian Cunningham, so far so good. You know, I like Brick on defense. I think Jalen Walker, it's his year to have a breakout year. And, you know, let's see what we could do with Jesse Bates. Christian Harris, I like him at linebacker. We'll see what Brandon Dorlus does coming back off that injury. Is Braylon Trice going to work out? You know, I like Azeez Ojulari and Abukum. I think those are good pieces that we added. I did want to keep Caden Ellis, but, you know, that's not the case. It's one-year deals, trying to see who's going to stay. Jahad Dotson, wide receiver. Let's see what he can do. I would like to get another big-body wide receiver and another fast burner. Y'all know, if y'all been watching my channel, I want Zachariah Branch, but if we can't get him, there is some other prospects. There's burners, and there's big, tall, athletic wide receivers. You know, I'd like to have twin towers, Drake London and another tall wide receiver with another scat back wide receiver. We don't really know the future of Kyle Pitts. Maybe he can ball out this year because he's on that franchise tag, but when the tag gets released, or however he does moving forward, is he going to have that same energy, that same hunger? Because that's the one thing that's been in question for me about Kyle Pitts. Are we going to maybe possibly trade him and get some more draft capital? That could be an option too. We possibly need to look at another tight end in the draft as well. But with all that being said, I'm ready for the season. I'm ready for the draft. And I appreciate all y'all that watch this and comment. I just do this because I'm a diehard, Atlanta sports supporter, Braves, Hawks, United, whatever it is, I'm pulling for the home squad. And now I'll go ahead and throw in this mock draft, and y'all let me know what y'all think on that. Okay, so first mock draft is on Mockout app, Draft Simulator. Caden McDonald, one of the best defensive tackles in the draft. Really like him from Ohio State. Offensive tackle Demetrius Crownover, a really big boy for the offensive line. Charlie Demings, underrated sleeper of a cornerback in this draft. Good size. Check out Ryan the Historian on Birdcage LLC for some more on him. Malachi Fields, wide receiver Notre Dame. Big body, good catch radius, big play. And then Brennan Thompson, a shifty, speedy, smaller wide receiver. Ran a 4.26 at the combine. So if we just had 5 picks, this seems like a pretty good draft right here. If we were able to hit on something like this, I would definitely be cool with that. Next, I did a draft with some trades in it. I would love a draft like this as well. From PFN, we got Lee Hunter, one of the other better defensive tackles in this class. I would really be good with getting him. Another corner that I like, Julian Neal out of Arkansas. Good height, good size. And then one of my favorite wide receivers in this draft, not being Zachariah Branch, is Elijah Surratt, more of a possessions wide receiver. And then I went with Jude Bowery, offensive tackle, Boston College. I really like his profile and film. Offensive center, Jagger Burton out of Kentucky, because we probably need some more competition at center. Then linebacker Kendall Daniels out of Oklahoma, underrated sleeper of a linebacker in this draft, I think. And then Jeff Caldwell, wide receiver, Cincinnati, another bigger wide receiver, but still has impressive speed. I know he's at least in the 4.4 range, 4.3, 4.4. So, they graded A+, A+, B, B, C+, C-, overall A-. I would definitely be cool with that, providing some more depth on the roster. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and y'all see any players on here, do some research on them. Tell me, if you agree with my assessment or you see something that I missed. But these are just 2 sample mocks that I did. Still got big players on each of them. Really need some help in the trenches, and that's what I was going for here, with also some wide receiver depth. And I just hope, the Falcons do the right thing and do the draft the best we can and get the players that we need to go ahead and win this NFC South division and get rolling in the playoffs. End this video like I end all my videos. Thank God works, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. 1.